me see, is it saying it's live or not? It started the stream, it says. So I'm guessing that it has to go back live again. Looks like we still got 4 people, I think, hanging out on Rumble. Kick, I think, is starting to go back live again. Rumble, I don't know. I might have to refresh it for it to come up properly here. It should be live now. Must have restarted, I think. We have commercials right now going on. I think we're live. If you're there and can hear me, holla holla. I'm not sure if Legend or anybody's live that I know. It's in the community or whatever. If so, I don't know who that would be. If Legend went live, I think he was talking about going live around 9:30, 10, so he might still be live. I just tried to come back because, I don't know, the internet screwed up and OBS wasn't loading right, and then all of a sudden it all came back, so I was like, well, I'll come back for now. Must not be capturing. I don't know why the capture went away. I don't know if it's going to allow me to capture it or it's going to be screwed up now. I think it came back up, but I'm still drinking my tea and coffee. I had a quick break, and I think between break and coming back, somehow the stream got disconnected or internet screwed up. Something caused it to mess up. We got about 8 people. I think we're live on the other pages. We should be anyway. Maybe it's not. I don't know if I have to manually do YouTube. I didn't think I had to, but I'm not seeing it coming up properly, so I'm not sure if it's saying there's a live stream going on, so it must be reconnected. Okay, it looks like it's live for right now, so we should be good for a little bit. I said you might not have heard me, but if not, I had to take a break and had to get Allie fresh water. Nature was calling. Made myself some coffee and tea while I was going to the restroom, and I carried my stuff back, and then I had to go get Allie. She didn't listen right away. She did come back before too long, but she was standing there like, what are you standing there for? Whistle up or get in here. It's like, whistles up. Hi, girl. She's on the bed seeping. You should have been guarding the internet, girl. She came out with me and was helping me, weren't you? What you doing, old girl? Gonna get that old silly. I think the bots are working. We have about 7, 8 people on Rumble. The other ones, I don't know if we have anybody, no chat coming through if you're over there. I'm not sure if YouTube it says it's properly live on my end. Usually it tells me if it's not on this page, if it comes up properly. This must not be caught up to the current one on this page this time. Let me go to my channel. Probably have to reload the right one because I think it's stuck on the last one. I see a lot of Rumble bot stuff coming up. Thank you again, Blue Jin, whoever's been supporting, following, either lurking or, a multitude of things you could do for me. I appreciate it all. I don't see too many people on that normally is on, but I guess I'm earlier than usual, so I guess you got to take that into factor. Saying we have 8 people on Rumble, I don't even know if it tells me. I think 1 watching on YouTube. That's usually pretty low for YouTube on average anyway. I'm just sitting here finishing my coffee, trying to talk to whoever's out there. Just try to cool down a little bit, and I think the chat's gonna work the way it is. It may not be perfect, but at least I think it's working. It's functional. It may not be always seeable. I don't know if you guys want to raid somebody. I don't know if Legends live now. I'm not sure. Central time, is that like an hour behind us, or what is that actually? Because I know Dark and people from Texas that I know, they're like an hour behind us over here on I'm Eastern Standard Time. Greetings from Pennsylvania, USA. This is your host, Bry Guy. We're retrying for about the third time here. Internet issues, and I don't know what else all is going on, but hope you're all having a good day or night, depending on what time it is over your way. Please feel free to chat if you can or want to. Not sure. This rocket thing is starting to get on my nerves. We might be ending it soon anyway. The rocket is not the easiest thing to steer through all that mess. I don't know. They'll probably start us clear back at the beginning of the level, and I don't know when that cannon stuff started happening, whether it was in the middle of a level or beginning of the next level. But the rocket and cannonballs and stuff are nasty hard. I think it rivals, might even beat the roller coaster. I think I got through it a little easier than this. The first part. Now, when we get farther into the harder mine carts, it'll probably be just as bad, if not worse. So, ever since Donkey Kong Country and Tasmania and some of them games started with mine carts, they've been nothing but pains ever since. I think I kind of had fun with Zelda, going back and forth in the carts a little bit more. I mean, it was kind of hard, but I forget. And was that the last Zelda I was playing, of the Zelda before that had mine carts? It might have been different ones that had that. It seemed like Nintendo, and I don't know who made Tasmania game. Well, that was Sega or somebody else. I'm not positive. I love that game, but it's very difficult. I made it to the minecart level, and me and friends looked it up online. There's a lot of people that were not happy with the minecart level. It takes like almost impossible frame perfect timing to get through that minecart thing. It's not. And if you save it and mess up, you're just in a loop of death. So it's not easy to figure out these things. Sometimes save states will not save you. Sometimes they're really good and they help, and other times not so much, depending on what's coming at you. Because if you try to save when you're already heading to your death, there's no way you're going to pull yourself out. Unlikely. I hear there's supposed to be a new Smurf movie out. Well, I guess people are talking about the new Minecraft movie. I don't mind Minecraft. I just don't play it a lot. Usually when I start building or doing something, I always get killed, and I don't know what to do next. I know it's popular and a lot of people like it. Nothing wrong with it. Just saying, for me, I just got tired of getting killed, not know what to do. It's like, I think there's somewhere you can just craft and you don't have any enemies or anything, but it's like, I like to fight and kill somebody sometimes. I don't like it completely never to happen, but it seemed like the one I started, I barely started digging and making stuff, and I was already getting killed. I was trying to dig and make a place, and I was already dying. It's like, what the hell? Like, you didn't have a chance to hardly build or do anything. Dig and build and craft, whatever you can do on there. I think the concept's cool. It's just, I don't know, I got too many retro games, I guess, to do. So, this may not be the most retro of retro, but this is based off the Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country Returns, I think, made it to Wii first, and then it was remade on Nintendo Switch. I don't know how close it follows the original trilogy of the Donkey Kong countries, which are amazing. I beat the first Donkey Kong country. The second one, I made it almost to the end. I mean, pretty far. I don't know if I can ever get through it. That last part is hell, and then some. It's like, what the hell, Batman? I think we're back now, or we should be live. Hopefully I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. Cheers, everyone. What's going on? I gotta drink my tea and coffee, and I might have to end it soon. I came back to let you guys know what happened. Internet issues, and I don't know what else is causing my streams to cut off like all of a sudden. If it gets closer, it's almost lunchtime now. I didn't realize the time until I went out to the other room and I looked. I'm like, after 10, now it's almost 11 o'clock, so it's very close to lunchtime now. I don't know if do I have Discord up or not. I don't know if people promote themselves or what page they're on. If I don't know you're live, there's no way I can find you. I might be able to come in and say hi. I don't know if everybody promotes themselves every time or how often they promote themselves. I might be looking in the wrong place sometimes. I don't know. Well, what page I'm on exactly. I don't clearly see. I think Dark was the last one before me, and then I was like a couple times most recently. I don't see nobody else's name there right now under promotions on Gilded or what's the name of the other one, Discord or whatever the hell they call it. I don't know if Central's an hour behind. If so, Legend may be live, but I'm not sure if he only streams on Rumble or other pages. Probably wouldn't really help him a whole lot, but I like to at least try to help people out with a raid or something if I can, but I don't know every page and how to do. If I know who's live and how to do it, I'll gladly do it. If I don't, there's nothing I can do about it. I think we have quite a few people still on Rumble. My coffee's almost cold. I went to break and had to restart it for the third time, I think now, if I remember correctly, but I'm not liking this rocket part, and I don't know if I can go much longer anyway. It's probably almost lunchtime. If I knew if somebody was live and stuff and let me know now or soon, I'd try to raid you. If I can't find you or you're not under promotion or anywhere I can see you or find you, there's no way I can raid. Let me try to bring up another Rumble page to see if I can find anybody. I don't know some people whether they're exclusive to a page or multi-streaming or exactly what some people do. I thought Legend was coming on here soon, but I'm not sure what Central Time is. If it's an hour behind, he might be streaming now, but I'm not sure what Central is. Okay, I'm trying to find. Sometimes it shows me who's live, and sometimes it doesn't. Well, I see South Park with the Legend, but it said a day ago, what I'm seeing here. I'm not clearly seeing anybody else to raid. That green thing might mean premium only. That might be why the green thing appears. I'm not positive about that. That might be just Rumble symbol. I don't know. It could be different things, but I'm just trying to finish my coffee and tea and see if I can find somebody to raid. We might do a few more turns on Donkey Kong before I end it, but we'll see. I just came back mainly to explain what's happening. Internet and other things are causing the streams to cut off at certain times. Hopefully we can get that fixed and not happen as much in the future, but it happened like 3 times. Usually I only have to restart it once and it's usually good the rest of the time, but tonight 3 times, or this morning 3 times. I'm used to streaming at nighttime usually, which you guys probably could attest to. I'm usually a night owl nighttime, but I think we at least got one new follower or subscriber. We've been getting quite a few. Internet connection has been restored, so I think we're good for right now. At least we should be. I don't see any chat, so I don't know if anybody's even still here. I'm not going to share it again because I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to go. I just came back on to describe what happened. Current situation as it is. Getting tired of it not disconnecting like that. With my internet, there should be no interferences very rarely, but it's been acting up more lately. I don't know if I'm going to continue this game. If you guys want to see more of this or request something else, we might be able to try to speed through or just try for a little bit. I don't know how long I've been streaming. I can't really look too much. One watching started stream 16 minutes ago, saying there on YouTube. So I think we're back live for the moment anyway. I'm trying to keep up with the pages in case you guys have something to say before we end this. Probably won't be too much longer. There's NES games, Game Boy, home systems, portable systems, you know, from certain eras, certain systems, I might have chances to have more games and more chances of playing them without it messing up, but I'm trying to look on Rumble. I can't clearly see any new information about people I know that are live right now. If so, it's not coming up. I'm not sure if Cosmic is part of the community or who that is. I may have talked and know some of these people more than others, and other ones maybe not as much. Legend says a day ago for South Park. I'm not sure what Central is compared to Eastern Standard Time. That's what I was trying to figure out. He said maybe he would go live. I'm not sure. I think I saw Cosmic. I'm not sure how you say the rest of their name. Van Denham or something like that. Says something about happy birthday. I don't know. I'm assuming they're live, but I don't know if what they're doing. This is just about a birthday party and that's all there is. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I think I heard of this name, but I don't know where from. Well, now it's saying Scottish Viking. It said something about Cosmic before that. I don't know what's going on here. Is Legend live now or not? I'm not sure. I thought he was going to come back with some South Park, but I said a day ago for that stream, so I don't know if he's doing something else that's not coming up right. Or he changed his mind what he was going to stream or when he was going to stream. I don't know. I'm just going by what little bit they show me here on Rumble. It's usually not a whole lot. Sometimes it has, I don't even know if Rumble shows like the Edge. Like on the Edge, it would show like if anybody's live or not. Let me see. I don't know. I think YouTube used to do that. Maybe they don't even do it there anymore. The way that I'm used to seeing it come up anyway. We're still stuck at 104 followers on Kick, but that's not bad. Not sure. I think we have over 100 in Rumble, but that's combined between two pages. The other page was made by accident, and I made this one. I went with this one because I had more viewers, more followers on it. The other page, I don't know. It probably has a lot of old content that probably is nothing new because I don't usually go back to that page very rarely. I usually use this one I'm currently on more than the other one now. We had a few followers, a few things going on. We have over 100 on, it clearly tells me on Kick that we have 104 and 2 viewers there, but some of these other pages, I don't know how accurate they are or how inaccurate they are. 5 people still hanging around. The game may come up or go away depending on, I think about the only thing that's running right now is the Rumble bot and chat-wise or reaction-wise, but I'm not liking this rocket part. It looks cool concept, but the control of the rocket itself is pretty ridiculous. I think that's the farthest I remember making it through this version of the game. Well, the first time probably playing this version, I played it on Wii, different times or whatever, wherever it started at. It was like a Donkey Kong Country Returns. I don't know if it's connected to the original or the whole trilogy altogether. Diddy Kong is in this one. I don't know if you can tag in and out or not, but it seemed like when you jump, Diddy Kong has like a jetpack or something that he uses. I don't think he did a jetpack in the other games. I know you could switch between like Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong. Then I think Diddy Kong's quest, you're basically, I think you were Diddy and Dixie. Then the third one, I think it was Dixie's quest or Dixie's game. Her name is on the third one. The original Super Nintendo SNES version of the Donkey Kong Country, that's where it started at. I think it was on Game Boy, maybe other portable systems, but Game Boy started off with almost exactly like the arcade. They mixed it up in different order and they changed it some. But then they started making levels and different parts to the level. It was like a whole new ball game, the Donkey Kong. I'm not sure about Donkey Kong Land, whether it's any good. I seen there's like 3 of them on the original Nintendo, which I didn't know before. I may have played it and forgotten. I did have NES up to show you the Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. I could still bring that up. If you guys want to see it, I can't read minds. If there's somebody live, I cannot find them right now, so please forgive me. I'm not ignoring anybody or rating somebody to be smart or anything. Let me see if I can find my file, see if I can just demonstrate the old Donkey Kong and NES for a little bit. Wait a minute, that's not the right drive for that. This one is. We might just go to NES just to play a little bit, see if we can catch somebody before we end it. We might continue this game some other time. I just wanted to show you the old school Donkey Kong on NES. And Donkey Kong Jr. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not the greatest at these games, but I always loved them anyway. There's Donkey Kong Classics, which I think it has the original Donkey Kong. And it has Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3. I don't know if that even is considered a very good game by most anyway. It seemed like they really changed it up. It wasn't nothing like the other two. For better or worse, I guess that's what we're looking at here once I can get it up. If it'll come up, I think it will. I think I'm closing the other game out for the moment. Ready or close to ready. Let me look here. Okay. I'm gonna have to resize it obviously and check the audio. We'll mess with this for a bonus game since you guys are so awesome hanging out and all that. But I got to stretch this to make it fit. Might take me a little bit here. It seems like sometimes when you're stretching the other part, the other one wants to move past where it's supposed to stretch. Let's try to get this more toward the center and stretch it that way. The only problem is when I pull down here, it drags it past the point. Okay, this is probably not as good as the arcade. I can demonstrate the arcade if you want to see it, but if I can get it working, that is. Maybe not right now, but probably don't hear the audio for the second, and that's probably because it's behind, or it may have been muted while I was trying to talk and do things, but I'll bring it back if it's bring it backable. Maybe it's just not coming through for the moment. I may have to start the game or certain parts before the music starts. This is really old school. I think Atari 2600 or some of the Atari systems had Donkey Kong Jr. The original Donkey Kong doesn't have the Pi level. A lot of them skipped that. It was mostly the arcade and Donkey Kong for Game Boy that only has these two. These earlier games, it's easy to fall over, break your leg. I think that sound of Donkey Kong, the same one that was in Pitfall, if I remember right. I guess Mario's called Jumpman once upon a time. There's a flame coming after you and barrels. This is a conveyor belt that basically broke apart. If you're new and don't know much about Donkey Kong, now you probably know a little more about it. This is the NES version, which is definitely not as good as the arcade, but it's still playable. I mean, oh damn. I don't know how long my hammer will last. You can't jump until you lose your hammer, and if they're underneath or too close, you might not be able to jump over in time. I mean, you don't have to use the hammer, it's optional, but you get more points probably if you do. I think the barrels you jump over, you get more points and stuff. You never know if they're going to come down the ladder or not, or if he's going to throw them at like weird angles. Oh, I don't know how I got up that time. That was just luck, I think, that time. Hope you guys can hear and see everything good enough. This is like the second level on a normal arcade, but this is the NES version, which is definitely toned down and doesn't have the Pi level, but it's still challenging enough. See, if you fall or jump very far, you're dead in this game. It's pretty easy to get a quick game over. I'm not sure what they have. They don't have the Pi level, if this is the last level or what they did for the Pi level. I think maybe the ones where you make the... I tried to hit jump there and he wouldn't do it. He just kept walking till he fell. It's easy to get a game over here, but I just basically demonstrating the old Donkey Kong classics on NES. Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. is on here. I can demonstrate Donkey Kong 3 if you really want to see it, but I don't really recommend that one very much. Donkey Kong Jr. Math, a lot of people didn't seem to like that one either, so I don't know. I mean, so if you like it, I'm sorry. And some people like certain games, whether it's popular opinion or your own opinion. Whoa, that barrel's... Oh! That barrel's coming quick. I thought I could get up there faster, but... To me, the original Donkey Kong and all its faults is still a damn good game, but... You gotta get used to the timing of Mario Jumpman. It used to be called Jumpman once upon a time. Now they actually admit that he's Mario. They used to deny, no, that ain't Mario, that's Jumpman. It's like, what's the difference? He's the same character, basically. He's red and blue, and he has a mustache. I mean, Mario was, like, supposed to be I think a landlord of, I don't know, Miyamoto or somebody that had something to do with the games, and they had an Italian plumber. I don't know if he was the, like the guy that rented an apartment or the boss over the place he stayed at. He was an Italian plumber. It was called Mario. That's how they got the idea of Mario off of that. The spring thing's falling. You gotta time your jumps without falling, and there's not much room. See, if you miss it by just a little bit, that jump shouldn't normally kill somebody in a regular platformer, but this one, you can climb up here to get the umbrella if you want a shortcut. You gotta keep watching out for the flames and the springs and platforms so you don't kill yourself. Or try not to. You almost practically have to be even with it or very close. You can't... These springs drop different places, can kill you too, so you gotta keep watching out for that, and the flame can kill you. See that? It's like there's, I think, Pauline's Purse or One Up Girl, what they used to call her before then. This music reminds me of Pitfall. I'm not sure if it's the same or not. I might be imagining it, but what do you guys think? Do you remember Donkey Kong? Obviously, this is not as impressive graphically and musically, but it still has the key elements of what made Donkey Kong fun. You know, basically, what can you expect from 8-bit? You know, arcade was ahead for the longest time, especially back in the older days. And it's like comparing apples to oranges. Like, you can't expect them to fit, you know, the game in 100% the way it was supposed to be, you know, from the actual arcade. There was no way to get it done back then. Now they got more tools and they understand 8-bit and 16-bit and older systems more than what they used to. Some people used to push the system even back in the day. There's always that game or games that push the limits of the system and beyond. I think when they remade the Turtles game, Konami did an outstanding job with Turtles 2, the arcade game. That was based off the original arcade game Turtles, which you know they weren't going to fit it all in there perfectly, but what they did cram in there and what they could do was pretty amazing. Part 3, the original Turtles, I never liked it a whole lot. I played it different times, but it was pretty difficult. You got to know exactly where you're going. You have a team of turtles that you got to keep alive, and there's like pizzas. You got to keep grabbing the pizzas, and I think sometimes if you know where they're at, you can make them respawn. I think that's a trick. Some of the bosses, if you're used to them and know where they're at, you might be able to beat them easier, stuff like that. But with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was actually Ultra that made that, and Metal Gears, or no, yeah, Metal Gears, I think that's what it was called. It was the very first stealth game that I can remember, in my memory anyway. But the reason Ultra became a thing is because Nintendo had a strict policy that a lot of companies signed because they wanted to get their games out there on whatever systems are popular. But Nintendo made a clause where you could only make 5 games a year in a year's period. So hence Konami made Ultra Games or whatever they called it. And yeah, they made the Turtles arcade. I don't know if they were responsible for the first Turtles. I mean, if you like it, cool, no problem. But to me, it was too different and it wasn't very easy. Unless you play it and you understand it inside and out, that game is pretty rough. You got to keep the whole team alive, or at least one. If all the turtles get captured, game over pretty much. There's a epic jump, or was it a jump? Like people thought you had to jump and they couldn't make it. They couldn't make it, and here you could walk across it. But the pit looked so far, it didn't look walkable. It looked jumpable. And that's where platforming became. It's like a blur between what's walkable, go acrossable, and what's jumpable. We're going to play some more of this. I don't know if I might start using save states so we can get through the first round of Donkey Kong. We'll do some Donkey Kong Jr. if we have time. I don't know if, like I said, I look for everybody I could think of. The raid, I couldn't find nobody. It was actually live that I could see coming up for me, so I don't know how to do it on YouTube or Kick. I started learning Rumble, but I cannot find anybody over there right now that I know is live. I think Dark's probably sleeping. I think he was up way too long. We had Rissa. We had a bunch of people in earlier. Thank you very much for that. I just thought I'd demonstrate the Donkey Kong Classics on NES for a bonus game before we end it here. We may continue the other game. I'm not sure yet. We can keep doing these segments, bonus games. We can continue with the same one, or we keep doing different ones. I don't know what you prefer. Can't read mine, so gotta let me know if you can. I know I haven't played a lot, but when I didn't know if it's going to stay live. That's one thing I was testing, and I'm like, well, I might go back to this game, and I might not. I was like, no, let's try something different for a bonus game of the day. I know we did about 3 streams because of internet issues, and I don't know if anything else could cause it or not, but I think it's mainly internet. Don't know why it keeps dropping this many times in a row. Usually it drops down maybe once a night or something on average, but it was a record breaker today. I played Donkey Kong and Game Boy the other day. It pretty much mimicked the arcade pretty well. But this is way farther in advance. I think it wasn't until 1994 they released this one Donkey Kong on Nintendo Game Boy. And yes, they had a lot more to work with and they really used it well. They copied the original arcade. They did it out of order and stuff, but then they started adding worlds with, like, Mario Brothers, like World 1 part level 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. It was like Donkey Kong actually had worlds and levels, like World 1, 2, 1, 3, That was pretty impressive for Game Boy, even if it was later in its life cycle. We may go back to that game or this one. This one's probably a lot more limited because it's not anything like what the Game Boy pulled off. I always loved the original Donkey Kong on any system, whether it was Atari 2600 or NES or arcade. I know they didn't have the technology back then to crunch in, you know, arcade style games very well. Some did better than others. I think they did the best they could with Donkey Kong for the time and Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong 3 was, to me, a little bit left to be desired. I mean, I could play it for you to show you what I mean by that. You may already know. I don't know how well you know Donkey Kong. Okay, if I can get up through here again, I might try to start saving it if I get to the next level. You don't know if they're going to come down the ladder, or it doesn't matter if they're broken or not. Donkey Kong could throw some like at an angle and they bounce. Like, it's really hard to avoid. I mean, usually it is. The more barrels you jump over, the more points you get. I mean, this is the era of that kind of stuff. I gotta pause this and save it so I can practice this level a while. I don't know if I had any saves previously, but we're working on a save right here. Okay, you can go up the platforms or ladders here. You're probably not gonna die, but when you start going over the other side, you can see all the fireballs. Those are supposed to be 1-up or Pauline's items, I guess you pick up in the level. I heard that a young Pauline made an appearance in a new Donkey Kong Bonanza for Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know how she's introduced or why she's a small girl. Did they go back in time, or you know, how she become a young girl in this version? That's what I'm kind of wondering. What I seen in the game, it looked alright. I mean, it looked pretty sweet, but I don't know. The gameplay looked really good. I mean, I think, I don't know what to think anymore. I just, whoa, I barely made that. Okay, here I wouldn't worry about being perfect because there's a flame over there in this spring that can kill you pretty easily. If you're not careful, you can easily get killed. Okay, here's the level. This might be in, I don't know if maybe they skipped the pie level altogether because it's not in this version or most other versions. Except for arcade and the Donkey Kong that I just recently found out about again. I think I played it a long time ago. It had the actual arcade levels in it, and I didn't know that till later. So there's fire ghosts here, there's Pauline's items to pick up. Usually when you grab the hammer, they usually beat it. They can still kill you, but you gotta make sure they don't get underneath your hammer. You can't move or climb with a ladder, so you gotta wait till it wears out. You gotta make sure to use the ladders and don't drop because you will die, mostly unless it's like an even or very close platform. Oh man, these flame things can be annoying in Donkey Kong. It's right there with 1-up girl, Pauline, whatever you prefer to call her. Want to suck up? Take that, fool. Okay, the flame things are back, but we have this done. Guess what happens to Donkey Kong? He lands on his big fat head. And he's dead. No, not dead, but hurt. He fell down to his finish in the game, so he starts over again. It keeps getting harder as you do these. I'm not used to doing loops very often. Just like the first time was hard enough for me, let's say that. You gotta keep watching out for barrels and fireballs. Let's see if we can actually make it through this. The hammer sometimes is hard for me to time when it's gonna wear off. Whoa. Barrels are faster and they keep coming at you more. We'll try to do a run see if we can get to the end of the second loop of this level. I doubt we're going to even be able to do that, to be honest. The barrels are more aggressive. It's a lot faster this time. It makes it harder to judge whether to go or not. It's like, is it going to keep rolling, or is it going to go, you know, cut down the ladder or not? It's like right there, like, see how many barrels are coming in that one. Sometimes you got to get the jump, sometimes you got to do a standing jump, and sometimes you do a jump, running jump. But depending on how well you can control the jumps, you're gonna survive this game, pretty much. Timing is crucial. You can easily get hit or killed. This is based off the Donkey Kong arcade. It's not exactly the same, but it's as good as 8-bit could represent at the time. See how quick that barrel came down? Here's two. They were spread out. It's like right there, you might have been able to make it if you did like a running jump or a standing jump. I mean, this is just a bonus game before we're probably going to end it here shortly. This is Donkey Kong Classic games from NES. Nintendo Entertainment System, the original Nintendo. We made it higher this time, but it's way harder this time, so I'm not sure. We probably won't have an easy time getting up there this time, I wouldn't think, but I mean, we might. Whoa, I don't know how I got up there. That was luck. That's the second loop right there. We're just gonna play. We're probably gonna die in this level. We'll start doing some Donkey Kong Jr. People try to wonder and figure out, where did Donkey Kong Jr. go? Did he disappear? Was he in other games? Who is Diddy Kong? Who is Cranky Kong? And all this stuff that arose later, that rose questions. Well, back in the old days, the arcade, Atari, Nintendo, a lot of it was revolved around Donkey Kong and Jumpman or Mario. One-Up Girl or Pauline, that's what the items are supposed to be in a level, and she's like the ones you got to try to save from Donkey Kong, the first one, and the roles are reversed in Donkey Kong Jr. Mario's a bad guy, or whatever they called him at that time. I tried to do a jump there and he just fell instead. This is usually a quick game over, unless you're really good at it. Really good at it. Let's try some Donkey Kong Jr. Let me see if I can get my chat back up again. This is what I grew up with Donkey Kong here. The arcade would probably be better than this. I'm not sure. There's player 1A and B. I don't know what the difference are, whether it's harder. You can't climb very far. You got to watch out for the stuff coming at you. Down or on the platforms anywhere. Grab the fruit. Make sure when you jump, you grab the vine. Drop here before you die, because you will fall if you don't go this way. You can get hit by that thing. I like how his eyes bug out and stuff in this game. This is the real Donkey Kong Jr. here. I love Diddy and all that, don't get me wrong, but I grew up with Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. That's what I grew up with. I mean, others may not have. It's no big deal. I mean, your generation's cool. You know, you like what you like. You like what you don't like, what you don't like, whatever. See if you mess up just by a little bit, you can't fall or drop very far, just like the original Donkey Kong. You can't drop very far. So it made it very limited on your jumps. If you fell too far, you're gonna die. I like the idea you can grab fruit and hit the enemy with it. Climbing the vines, I thought was a nice touch. There's bananas and, I don't know, different kind of fruit up there. You gotta watch out for these dudes that come down here. They can switch their... Okay, that's just a trick. I would say don't get that banana right there because I think it's too far down. See, Donkey Kong's in the cage and Mario's the bad guy in this one. So they reversed the roles, but I was used to these two games. Donkey Kong 3 I don't think is complete garbage, but I don't think it's very good either. I mean, if you like it, sorry. I mean, I kind of like it. It's fun to demonstrate and play once in a while. It's not really the best Donkey Kong there is, really. Okay, here you gotta start bouncing off of these things and time it without dying, and then there's moving platforms in this part, so it makes it harder. Well, this bird keeps dropping eggs or some crap. I think it's a bird anyway, that's what I would call it. I mean, I don't know. Then you gotta climb this way, you can't miss it. See, if you fall just by an inch, you're dead in this game. I like how his eyes bug out. We're just swarming up with this game. It might be the end of the stream here soon. But usually I can at least get to the second board and sometimes a little further, but this is just a quick bonus game before I end the stream here shortly. If you time the drop on that, make sure to stay away from any enemies. Slide down this one. You might be able to grab that banana if you time it right. You can't drop the whole way down from there, you're dead. You gotta keep watching out for those dudes above because they are pretty nasty and persistent. They usually don't stop. Like, which vine are they gonna go down? Make sure you're not on the one that they're going down, or you're probably dead. This dude won't give up, will he? You can jump over him or avoid him, but... Okay, I'm gonna pause it here and do a save. There's probably not more than like 3 or 4 levels, I'm assuming. It's been a while since I made it through them all. We're going to do a save state here on this level so we can practice this. I don't know how many there are altogether. This is actually a pretty hard level, but it's still pretty cool. You got to make sure you're not jumping too far or falling too far. That's a constant thing you got to remember. You don't get hit by anything, eggs or anything. You can't, I don't know, birds, whatever they are. You got to make sure this thing is not getting hit by the bird and make these jumps without falling. You got to grab that one, I think, to get up there, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, so... You try to avoid the birds and whatever they're dropping. I think they're birds anyway. That's what I call them. You got to watch when they drop the egg and watch at them for coming at you. Make sure you're out of the way if they do come at you and not get hit by an egg or whatever they're dropping. This is pretty fast going with these birds and stuff. He got me. I thought I could avoid him by staying down there, but not to be. I probably suggest, if you want a better graphics and sound, play the arcade version of Donkey Kong Jr. This isn't a bad representation considering it was only 8-bit and everything. See how easy it is to miss? You can't... If you miss something or drop very far, you're just dead. You can't get hit by nothing. You know, I don't think there's no way to take an extra hit, not that I remember. This, you know, this is pretty much a quarter muncher from, you know, really old school quarter muncher. Whoa. You have to climb up and get that vine because in this game you can't... See, when they say game over, it sends you clear back to the beginning, but I had a save here. I don't know how many levels are. I was hoping we could find out. it seemed like when you get to second level and beyond, it gets pretty difficult indeed. First part's hard enough, but you gotta keep watching out for whatever those things are dropping down. They're throwing eggs or something. See, if you mess up there, you're just dead. I mean, as simple as that. You have to grab that vine. You have to bounce your way up on this platform. You can't jump very high either, so you gotta take these into factor. I don't know what that thing is laying there, or whether that's a nest, or what that's supposed to even be. If you jump too soon or too late, you're just croaked in this game. It's pretty easy to get game over. So you can see what the happenings of the older days of gaming into the newer Donkey Kong game, which we were playing a little bit ago. You can see it's obviously more complex, a lot more levels and whatnot. You gotta be careful that you're dropping this right, grabbing the platform right, and not getting hit by anything. These things, they keep getting faster, and you don't know when they're gonna drop their egg or whatever they're dropping. I don't know. It's usually hard to figure out how to time this crap because they're really fast. I don't think you can hit them with fruit unless you're above them. At least I don't think. So a lot of this fruit you can't use against them. Oh! Unless you can get the timing a lot better. Okay, see how quick game over. It's called Donkey Kong Classic. This is Donkey King, how the best they could represent him on the original 8-bit NES. Wait a minute, I didn't. Okay, we could play that game. I was trying to click on something. That's why I don't like this emulator, because I don't think the buttons are set to. I mean, I don't know what you guys like and don't like. I could do some runs of Nightmare on Elm Street. I clicked on it by accident, but it's up there now, so I guess why not mess with that one? I don't know. I clicked on it by accident when I was trying to. We can come back to Donkey Kong Jr., other games. Let's have a run of this since I'm probably gonna go a little bit longer. I just want to see if I can get one run. Hopefully have decent. Okay, in this game, I never knew what I was doing, never know where to go or nothing, but... Okay, see, it doesn't matter whether the door's open or not. It's like the game randomly selects what door opens and which one doesn't. I thought I hit him before you got even near me, but... This kind of copies off of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the Dream Warrior theme. In their dreams, they could be whatever they wanted to be, like a superhero, a wizard, whatever, you know, something other than they weren't, you know. You gotta make sure to get all the bones. That's definitely copies Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Very close. These spiders can get you, these flies, or whatever they are, bugs. You gotta get all the bones and not take any unnecessary deaths, which is easy to happen. It's not... I'm not sure if you like this game or not. This is made by, well, LGN hired the people that made this game. They don't actually make games themselves. They hire the people to make them. For the NES, this is probably one of the better ones that actually had 4-player possibility on the actual system. If you had the 4-player jack thing, whatever, I forget the exact name of it. I clicked on this by accident when I was trying to load Donkey Kong Jr. We'll come back to that some other time if you want to see more of that. Since I clicked on it, I'm like, maybe I'll just try it for the hell of it before I end the stream. You want to switch. Try to switch and use your powers when you can. It's usually more effective with the powers if you can get the timing down right. Damn spider if you don't hit it just right. If you touch the radio, you're going to be out of nightmare mode. I suggest going to nightmare mode, probably would be better at this point. Damn. Let's grab this bone and try to get back up there again. The spider's back. This platform, jumping on this is pretty radical at best. I'm not used to the way some of these guys jump. Some have like a higher jump, some don't. We probably could have waited for that other bone for just a little bit. Try to keep whacking away at Freddy's claw, or whatever his head, or whatever he is. We call this Skittle Freddy because it looks like Skittle is hands connected with Skittles. That's what I always thought anyway. I mean, it's what we called it back in the day when we used to play it. Once I figured the game out better, now the second house is open, but it's either the first or third house. If you guess wrong, then you got to go clear the other way to the other house. If you guess wrong, I can usually get through there without getting hit very much. I got lucky. See, if we would have chose the third house, if it was house 1 again, we would have had to go the whole other way. We got the javelin power, so we don't need it, so no use going down there. Jump and make sure you're always watchful for bones. You have to have all the bones leveled, or you're not going to make it through the game if you don't get them. If you lose your lives continues, you're not going to make it either. Got clipped there by the damn spider. Who's standing behind there? Throwing them knives, sucker. Okay, get rid of the barrier. Usually barriers won't go away if you didn't do it right. These flies and rats can be annoying enough. Some of them you can skip, but you do have to get the bones, that much is for sure. Before you move on, or you're not going to be able to progress any further. Even if you're still alive, you can't get past the barrier if you don't. Okay, if you're the... Okay, here's something you may not have known, you might know now, but... See... You have to be the regular guy to do that, get that bone there. Sometimes some of these characters take a look... Oh. I was trying not to wake myself up on one of the nightmare powers, or whatever you want to call them. You can't use the powers after you go back to the regular world. Damn. If you touch a coffee or the radio, you wake up. You can't use your... there's another bone up there, but I'm trying to avoid these damn bats. Can be a pain. That's why you probably want to stay in a nightmare realm to get through here easier. It's harder to jump up and hit them because you can't hit them from a distance like you can. You got a ninja, wizard, javelin dude. I don't know. You can use in this game, but you have to be in the other world to utilize them. There's tongue Freddy. Wait a minute, I gotta have the javelin dude. Here comes tongues. I guess they're tongues, that's all I can figure they are. Freddy can come the whole way across the screen on this version of the boss. You fight in this level. Okay, we didn't do too bad. I mean, I could do better, I could do worse, I guess, but you have to make it through a lot of parts of this game to get through it. Okay, since the second house was the first house we went in, it's going to repeat the pattern as long as you're going in the right house. It'll be the same boss, the same level, but if you have to make sure it's the right house you're going into. They will not allow you to pass. Sometimes if you try to hit up, it will not activate right away. This was the second house, we already did it, so we don't need to stop there. Third house, you have to do the 3 houses before you can go anywhere else. There's like series of bats right here, but this is the third house and the final form of Freddy before you go to the junkyard and beyond, if you can make it. Make sure you get this bone and clear up the top. Watch out for the drippy drippies. There's a bone down here, so you have to go down here whether you want to or not. I got it. Oh, I was gonna say, please don't let me die. I did a little better that time with that part. Not with a spider there, but the damn bugs are after me, you punks. Get out of here. Okay, that might be a little tricky for some. You have to, like, angle yourself and stay on the platform and still grab the bone. Watch out for the drippy drippies. I don't know if they're acid or what the hell they're supposed to be. They hurt you. Okay, we grab coffee, so that makes our nightmare world longer to get back to the nightmare realm. There's the ninja eye power. The yin yang is symbol for that. You try to get past there without getting hit with a thing that you got bats throwing rocks or whatever the hell they got. I mean, I don't know. There's a bone over there, so you can't skip that or you'll be stuck. We can't jump from there. Damn it. It's best to try to get rid of... Oh, you respawned, jerk. I'm trying to grab that bone because I know I need it to progress. Now you can skip those. This is a 4-player game. That's why there's a lot of extra power-up things, because it was made for 4 players originally. I got that jump a little better than normal. I mean, seemed like it anyway. Whoa, damn fly got me. Okay, this one here, you kind of got to watch out for the flies, but you can do both from the platform. You time it right. This bat's coming. We might as well take care of these idiots while we try to get this bone. There's one down here. I think there's one up on that platform. We don't need the yin and yang symbol. We already picked the ninja eye power up. If you're like 4 players, you'd have to have them extra for the other players to get them. Crap. You gotta make sure, watch out for the throwing thing, but okay, see it says 0 bones in the top of the corner middle. We just hit nightmare. See how the characters change and you can use your powers. You're a wizard, different characters you can play as. This is, I don't know if this is Freddy's blood or acid and what it's supposed to be, but keeps dropping and it hurts you if you get hit by it. Almost reminds me of Mega Man 2, sort of. Wily's Castle, where he drops all the rusty, the blood or whatever hell is supposed to be drops. Ah, he dropped right down on top of me, you jerkweed. Okay, Freddy, you sucker. Come on down, the price is right, sucker. Freddy can be a little bit complicated unless you're used to his pattern really well. Doing a little better than I normally do. I just got killed after I said that, though. We used our first continue. Usually I'm on my second continue now or soon, so roughly about the same, maybe a little better, but we only have like 2 or 3 continues, if I remember correctly. You can time that where you punch them in the air. We can't go to Elm Street High School is the final level, but you got to do it in order. The first 3 houses, whatever order they come in, it's not always 1, 2, 3. It's like it could be the second house, the first house, then the third house, or third house, first house, second house. They're always going to be the same battles, but you have to have the right house to battle. Then the junkyard's the next. After you beat the first 3 houses, the junkyard's the one you're looking for. There's the house with no name. That's basically the a level before the high school. We got to do this, the junkyard and the cemetery, before we can even think about doing those levels. That's a lot for an 8-bit game, if you ask me. These things drop. I don't know if they're rocks or what they're supposed to even be, but could be shikaka. I don't know, whatever you want it to be, I guess. They're supposed to be snakes, but they look more like a night crawler to me. I don't know. Junkyard is not the easiest, but there's harder levels after this. How could Freddy get all these same size bones? I mean, how can this proportion fit his body, you know what I mean? Just one of those weird things, like, do you ever think somebody, how could they have the same size bones, like their whole body? Because usually somebody's legs are higher, you know, longer than the rest of their body. I didn't want to grab that or that, but oh well. I think that's... We didn't need that, but there was a bone over there. Shamblers, I think you call these crazy zombies. Keep spawning here. Shambalas, I guess. These trucks you gotta watch, or vehicles, whatever you want to call them. Damn. Gotta get that fat off me before I come down here. Damn. Gotta watch out for the shamblers and all this stuff falling, and spikes and bats throwing shikaka or whatever. Okay, whoa. This is a quick run and done. Stream's gonna end after this, probably. Unless we get really super far. I mean, we're doing okay, but not... it's hard to stay alive in this game. If you ask me, I don't know. I think we're getting closer to Freddy, but a little bit of ways yet. These spikes and these bats can knock you off and everything. Oh, that one had shikaka. Maybe I panicked and jumped before I should have there. Whoa, see, he can knock you off with the... We already used 2 continues. I was good until this level. I did take a few stupid deaths, but once you got all the powers, you don't got to worry about getting them again. If you don't have the bones, you can't fight Freddy here. You can decide what you like to use the most, the wizard, the ninja dude, or whatever. Some people say the javelin dude is easier to kill him with. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you what you want to use. When you fight Freddy, you're already in a nightmare world, so you can use all your powers against him. It is a nightmare land where Freddy's at. So, you fight the boss, you're automatically in nightmare land. The bosses at the regular boss at the end of the levels. This is not always easy for me to get them, but I can usually get them, but sometimes it takes a little longer. I think we're on our last continue, unfortunately. I just thought, since I clicked on it by accident, we'd try it again. I wanted to try to practice this game at times, so I guess it's no big deal to me, but hopefully you guys like it good enough. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it's kind of cool in its own way. I don't know. I actually had a card of this way back in the day. See, we hardly have any lives left, and we still got to do the... If you're continuing and trying to get through the game, next is the No, we did a junkyard. Next is cemetery. Then there's a house. I don't know if it's Freddy's house or whose house it's supposed to be. It's not named or said exactly. I just started saying house with no name, but I think it might be Freddy's house. I don't know what it is, but... So you got to do this order or else you're not going to progress. You got to get all the bones at a certain level. do certain parts of a certain order and not die, and these bees can spawn like really quick right out of the tombstones. Sometimes they're really fast spawning, so this is not my best run. I think I started off pretty good, now I don't know, it can fall apart pretty easy, let's put it that way. You have to go under here to get a bone, even though I don't really want to. Can't skip bones in this game. That's the way it is. I already used too many lives continues already. I know I'm not gonna likely make it. If you stand in the bubble too long, it'll break underneath you. You'll fall to your death, most likely. Sometimes you can use a bubble, and sometimes you can leave it. I mean, I think the one coming up, no, I guess we have another continue. I didn't know. I thought that was the last continue already, but I guess I had another continue that I wasn't aware of somehow. This one you gotta, I think, use to get up there, but you have to get down here to get that bone, so you gotta watch out for the enemies and make sure you jump properly off the bubble before it pops. Make sure you get up here. Whoa, see how that bug just came right out of that tombstone like super fast. I don't know what the hell these things are supposed to be. I guess whatever you want them to be, I don't know. Okay, I think we're getting close to where Freddy is. We have all the bones, so we should be able to fight him. Now if we beat him or not, that's another story. Bedsheet Freddy is what we called him. We used to play this together. Friends, streamers, used to play these together. This is the only one you can play 4-player in. For the NES back in that day. So there were some sport games that they made 4-player with, I think it was LJN that made this game. It was a 4-player, one of the first 4 players on NES. Damn you, Freddy. We should be able to get him, but I'm struggling a little bit against some of these bosses. Good enough. We've only got a couple lives. Now it's the House of No Name. So, okay, once you beat the first 3 houses, whatever order they appear in, doesn't matter if the door is open or not, it's what the computer says is open or not. I don't know, there's speculation, is this Freddy's house or the House of No Name? What do you want to call it? I mean, then the last level is the Nightmare High School. Usually this is my limit. I don't know if I ever made it. I don't know if I ever made it to the high school part. I don't think so, but not without a Game Genie or whatever, which I usually don't use very rarely anymore. Sometimes I use it just trying to beat a game and get it done with. Sometimes, not all the time, but okay, there's like bones up here, down there. I tried to stay up there, but he knocked me off. Now I gotta go back. We don't have the Nightmare World in our advantage right now. Spiders and all kinds of stuff trying to kill us here. Whoa. Alright, here you can try to avoid dying, but if you mess up the jump, it's just too friggin' late. That's all. Watch out for the drippy drippies and the shamblers or zambies, or whatever you want to call them. I think their name actually is shamblers. Oh. The spike got me just before I was almost through there. Now it's Nightmare Land. See, that spike hit us at least twice. Should only hit us once, but okay, now we got this power. We should be able to get through here easier. Not guaranteed though, but yeah. See, I'm trying to turn around. There when these spikes and stuff make it hard enough to get all the stuff that you need. You need the bones for sure. Oh, I just screwed that jump up, but There's the end. Well, unless somebody speaks or forever hold your peace, I don't know anybody to raid. I think we're going to end the stream here. Should be dinner time. Hopefully we can rest to get something to eat. Might have to check on my mom, different things. But thank you all for coming in. This has been your host, Bry Guy. Here with my sidekick, Alley Gamer Girl Pup, saying bye for now. Ciao, ciao. Hope to see y'all again soon. Thank you for all the support. Bry Guy out. Peace.